Hey, what's going on, everyone? In this video, I'll be showing you how to remove the front and rear door handles from your Dodge Ram 1500. Now, this is a 2014 model. If you want to learn and know how to do so, stay tuned. So to begin this process, we would have to go behind the door panel. So we got to remove that first. We'll begin with the front door and we'll go through all the steps needed, and I'll explain all the tools that I use to do this project. So here we have our door panel open. And what we'll do is start out by going to the areas that we'll need to remove. First thing first, we'll remove this cover here. It pretty much snaps off. You can use a pry tool or a plastic trim tool to do so. Then we will remove this panel back here. There's a screw behind it, so we'll remove that. Then we'll get that screw out. We'll also remove this control module. We have to remove that and detach it in order to do so to take the door panel off. Then we will go to these plastic screws. They are located along the edge of the door panel. We will remove those, and once we do that, we'll have access to the back side of the door. We're going to start out by removing this cover here. It pretty much snaps off. I used the plastic trim tool, and the back side has clips that lock into the panel. Next step, we will remove this panel that's behind the door latch. And what I'll use is a sharp tool to go ahead and get inside it and peel it back. This is the panel, and behind that, we have a Phillips head screw located directly behind that, and we'll get to that shortly. We'll proceed to removing the control module. Using the plastic trim tool, and it just attaches easily. What you want to do once you take that out is disconnect it from its connections. There are pins that are here located at the top side, and what you would do is push down and pull out. This side has the same scenario. You push down, you may have a little struggle with it, but just take your time and kind of wiggle it out. Next, we will go ahead and remove this cover that's around the door handle. Next, we will proceed to removing the plastic clips that are located around the edge of the door panel. Now, there are 6 total, and remember, they're plastic. So what you will want to do is go ahead and use your T20 to get these screws away, and you will twist without pressure, allowing the screw to come out of the plastic clip. Once the clip comes out, the screw is able to come out, and you'll leave behind what it clips into. Here, you can take your fingers and you can pull it out, or you can use something sharp to get it out. Once you take it out, you'll find that the screw is plastic, and then you have the plastic 2 pieces. What we will do next is take the door and we will shift it up, and then we will bring it out. Remember, you have to go above this locking mechanism right here. Take it up, bring it back, and bring it out. Now that we're behind the door panel, we'll be able to see the connections for the side mirror. Follow the wire. You have it located here. And what you want to do is remember which two tabs that it came from. So the top side is the black, bottom side is the white. To remove those, you will go to the other side. There are clips here. What you will do is push down and you will pull out. So push down on that clip and pull out. The black, same scenario. Now once you remove your two, follow your cord back up, and there's a clip that's pretty much keeping the cord out of the way from getting snug from the door panel. So you would take a plastic trim tool, go underneath, and you will pry it away. So now we will proceed to removing the speaker from the panel. The speaker is connected with 4 5mm screws. These screws are located here, 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 and here. Now behind the speaker, there's a connection, wire connection. You would take this tab, white tab, and you would push down, and you would pretty much wiggle it out without damaging the speaker. Behind here are your connections, and you would disconnect that area. We'll move on to our next step, which is pretty much disconnecting the window from the regulator. What we would do is go ahead and pull this panel here apart so that we can get behind the connections. So now that we have our panel removed, that is the reason why we removed our speaker, because we got to lower this window down to where the clips are tagged along to this window. We'll lower it here, and on the other side, you'll see both. So we're gonna lower it to that level. We'll use a flathead screwdriver to detach it. And while we're doing so, we'll go ahead and take our module, we'll connect it, and then we'll start the vehicle to let the window down to our preferred area. Now here are the preferred areas. So we have, in this area, you'll see this white base here, and then you'll see this cream color base. The cream color base would detach from the white base. In order to do so, you will use something similar to what I have, which is a flathead screwdriver, and you will poke these areas here. That area, then you'll go through this hole, and you will poke this area. Once you do that, as you're poking one side, you will pretty much lift up on the window. We'll go to the other side behind the speaker, and you have that area there. Same scenario. You will go inside, you will poke those areas there, and you will do the same inside this hole. Now remember, when you're doing so, you want to hold that window some kind of way or get a set of hands to help you. And as you do so, you lift up and you'll disconnect it from the regulator. I went ahead and I removed the window, but my setup, I have it taped to the top. And what I use is pretty much vinyl wrap. We're vinyl wrapping this vehicle, so therefore the vinyl wrap is a strong adhesion. So we went ahead and did it that way, and it's holding the side window together. Other options, you can use pry tools, you can use tape, but make sure that you hold that side window so that it doesn't fall and damage something, break, or even injure you. Now we will proceed to removing the 12 10mm bolts that are located around the door panel. And they are located all the way around And we will go ahead and remove those. Then we will detach all electrical items that needed to be detached. Now we will proceed to removing our locking mechanism over here. There are 3 T30 bolt screws that are located there. And then we'll be able to shift out the actual door panel from the door. Now for the door panel, what we would do is kind of find a way to shift it out. So what we would do would pretty much shift it up and forward and bring it out and then down. So the best way you can pretty much take it out, you can do it that way. Inside your door panel, you will find that we have a rod that's sitting right there. You will have to detach it and then remove it from that black clamp that's pretty much holding it together. You see the door handle is right here. That's 2 screws there. And then you have 1 screw that's located on the far side over here. So once we detach that from the door handle, we'll be able to pull it out and release it from the door. That black piece, you push it back toward the back side of the door, and you will slide this out, and you will leave it attached to the door panel. Now we will proceed to removing the bolts that are located inside the door panel behind the door latch. Now those screws that are located behind the door latch are connected with a 8mm screw. You have 3 total. We'll go ahead and remove those. So once your screws are removed, go to the other side of your door and kind of work your handle out slowly. And you bring it out, tuck it down. This lock we have to detach away from the handle. Like I say, you're gonna want to take your time to get that out. These 2 holes will align up to these 2 holes, and that's where the screws are connecting to the latch. So now we have the front door handle removed from the vehicle. We'll proceed to the rear door. So let's go over something that I should have mentioned earlier in the video. Now this area here where that red pinkish latch is, that's connected to where the key is installed to unlock your door. So we need to remove that to make it easier to reinstall the door handle once the time comes. So what I would do is go ahead and mark it so I remember that this one goes to the red. So I'll mark this, and I'll mark the red, and that lets me know once I put my latches back, I know which one, and I won't get it confused with this latch. So this one is the bottom, that's for the top. So now I have it detached, and I will just simply place it back into the hole exactly the way that it was set up. The way to do so, you will follow the 2 holes, and there are 2 holes located behind the door handle. Okay, so here we are at the rear door. Now the rear door will have the same process, but it'll be a little tricky. And that will come into play when we have to pretty much detach the window from its regulator. But we'll get to that and I'll explain everything once we get there. With the rear door, we'll remove this panel here. We'll remove our screws that are located along the edge, which are plastic. We'll proceed to the back of the door latch, remove this panel and the Phillips head screwdriver. Then we will remove the control module from the door. Detach it, and then we'll slide it out. Go behind the door, pop that clip, take it out. We use the Phillips head screwdriver to get the screw from behind the door. So now we will proceed to removing the cover to the door latch. We'll proceed to removing the window control module. Once you take it up, there's a clip there. You will push down on that clip and you would pull in the opposite direction to remove it. Put that back inside the door. Now we'll focus on removing our plastic screws that are located on the edge. We will use our T20. For the rear door, we have a total of 5, and they're located on the edge of the door panel. So now that we have the panel removed, the screw behind the door handle removed, the window control module, and we have our 5 plastic screws removed, we can go ahead and remove the door panel. Remember to shift it up away from the lock. We shift it up, out of the lock, and away from the vehicle. Next step, we will remove the speaker that is attached with a 5mm screw that are located, 4 of them here, 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 and here. Now behind your speaker, same as the front, you will remove the connection that is located on the back side, push down on this white tab, and gently slide it away and detach it away. Now to release the window from its regulator, you would have to drop the window down to get it evenly across here. In order to do so, this section here, we would have to kind of push in to release it away. And it's pretty much, you can cut it out or you can push it out. I'm just gonna use the back side of this screwdriver. That'll pretty much break it. So once it breaks, you can get that, once you remove your door panel, but you won't need that part because it's pretty much split away. So now we will get it to this hole, and that is the designated area where you will want to get your regulator removed from your window. And so now we'll go ahead and lower our window. We'll have to use the front controls for that. So the designated area needed to proceed to removing your window from the regulator is pretty much here. Right there where the holes are, I'm able to get to the tabs that are located on the side. And we move over to this side, I'm able to get to them from here also. So once I push down on the tabs here, push them inside, and then go to the other side, and push that inside as well. You can pull up on that window, then you'll do the other side the same way. A set of hands, extra hands will help this process. So if you have it around or have it near, go ahead and use that. All right, so next we will proceed to removing the 10mm bolts that are located on the edge of the panel. Now there are a total of 11 on this door. Now we will proceed to removing the 3 T30 screws that are located here. So now we will proceed to going inside to pretty much unlatch all the latches that are connected to the door handle. So it's pretty much hard to see, but that metal bar right here, we will release that from the door handle. If it's hard to get to, you can pretty much shift the door back a little and detach it that way. So once you shift the door back, you can see inside, and that bar that's located behind there, we will need to release it by pushing back that black piece that's holding it together, and then you'll be able to slide it out. So now that we have our latch removed, we'll go ahead and disconnect the cords that are located here. We will disconnect the regulator. You pretty much take the cords away from the housing, kind of freeing it up to where it's loose enough to be able to remove and slide down. Go ahead and take your plastic trim tool. Only remove what's necessary. Shift it down. Now we're able to pretty much get to the door handle. Now we have behind the door panel 3 8mm screws that are holding the door handle. Now we'll go to the other side and release the door handle from the door. So take your door handle, slide it back, lift up on the handle. Once you lift up on the handle, it'll release it from being snug tight. So get that handle, pull it back, and pull it out. Now your door handle is removed. So that concludes the end of the video. Now you have successfully removed your door handles from your front and rear door. Now when it comes down to pretty much replacing, repairing, or doing anything to that nature, you would do the same process to put everything back on as you did that you removed. Thank you all for watching this video. My subscribers, I really appreciate you. For those who haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you all for watching.